Hello, I'm the Beauty Professor, and you can find my beauty blog at www.beautyprofessor.net. Today I'm excited to share my April beauty favorites. I'm going to do my very best to keep my product rundown, which is comprised of both skincare and beauty products, as succinct as possible. As is typical of my monthly favorites videos, the products I'll be covering today are both new products that I've had the luxury of trying and really enjoying, as well as older products that continually make it into my top rotation. So let's get started right away with skincare, and in this case I'm going to open with an oil that I've mentioned before in blog posts and videos, and this is the La Prairie Cellular Swiss Ice Crystal Dry Oil. It's a beauty oil and I've been using it just as a first base on my face before following with primers and foundation, which I'll be discussing later on in this video. And I have been using this for the last few months intermittently, but have been relying upon it heavily during the month of April. Probably due mostly to the fact that I've been traveling a lot and I needed to streamline my products for the carry-on on the plane. So the Ice Crystal Dry Oil is intended to replenish and restore skin that has been stressed, it's not getting enough rest, me all month long, and I was never disappointed. Just a couple of drops at the end of the night. It's dispensed with this glass dropper here, and I would just spread it all over my face, and it has a delicious kind of very floral aroma. And in the morning my skin is balanced, it's toned, it's hydrated, it's brighter, it looks more rested. This is a luxury splurge in terms of the price tag. I'll put links in the details box, but I will say that I've been definitely getting a great amount of usage from it. So as a singular beauty oil goes, this has been amazing lately. Some other skincare favorites I've been using a lot lately include the H2O spray by Clay Spray. It's a mineral-rich mountain spring water spray. This was with me all month long as I traveled. I use it to freshen up my face when necessary, and also to dampen my beauty blenders. If you don't want to dampen them under tap water while traveling, this is a great alternative and a perfect size for portability. I fear this video is going to have an incessant amount of references to traveling, just because that's what I was doing a lot of this last month, but I did let that travel guide the selection of my product mind. This mini Miyu Hydrate Me Beauty Essence is something new for me. I have just only recently become familiar with the Miyu line, which is organic. It is very mindful in terms of ingredients and caring for the skin. And this is the number one. It's a light hydration spray, kind of like the water I mentioned, but in this case it's infused with herbs. It has the most scrumptious kind of rose-oriented floral scent, but nothing overpowering. And I love the fact that the Miyu spray fits in my purse just effortlessly. It is so small, and really only one spray is all I need. But I like tossing it in there. We experienced an extreme heat wave in Southern California over the last week to 10 days. And I was relying upon this heavily to freshen up my face, especially through some excruciatingly long teaching days. On to primers. The two primers that I've been working with extensively are two shades of the By Terry Cellular Rose Brightening CC Lumi-Serum, which was a recent release for the Spring 2014 collection. I have swatches of all the shades on my blog, and I'm in the midst of doing a comprehensive review of this amazing potion. But in the meanwhile, I'd love to tell you how I'm using these. I mix 1 pump of the Sunny Flash, which is this bronze shade right here, with a single pump of my non-negotiable Le Métier de Beauté Peau Vierge for a slightly bronze tinted, very radiant first base prior to foundation. This formula looks like it could be very dark and turn quite daunting, but on the hand, I'll just show you how quickly this blends in. It just adds a gossamer veil of slightly bronzy, more on the brown side, luminosity, and I put it all over my face for just a little bit of depth. Then I've been following with a single pump of the number one, which is Immaculate Light, and I work that from the inside of my face outward and just apply with my fingers, and this creates the most immaculate canvas for the foundation to follow. I find that it has great skincare benefits. My skin stays balanced and comfortable all day. It's definitely illuminating, but not in a glittery way. It's very subtle, and there's just something extra special about the way your face turns out when you use these. They are a beautiful gift, maybe for Mother's Day or maybe just a gift for yourself, but I'm really enjoying these two shades in tandem, and I think if you had to get two shades, I would recommend these because you can wear them individually or layered or mixed together for any depth range that might befit your personal skin tone. Next up, a quick fragrance mention, and that is the Elizabeth & James Nirvana Rollerball. I was at Sephora, probably for something else. I happened to pass the rollerball section, and I'm really happy that I picked up this fragrance on a whim because it smells divine. And this is a befitting scent for anyone who appreciates the notes of vanilla and kind of a sweet musk, as I do. And I find that it has significant lasting power, especially for a rollerball that I picked up for about $25 at Sephora. So I just put a little bit on my wrists and a little more on my neck, and I get a beautiful kind of intoxicating scent emanating for an entire work day, at least a good 8 to 10 hours. It's not as potent as, say, the Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, which has otherworldly lasting power, 24 hours plus, but it is a respectable lasting power. I have been using one foundation extremely regularly this month, and that's saying something because I tend to have a bit of foundation wanderlust. The Clé de Peau Cream Foundation, not to be confused with the Silky Cream Foundation, which is entirely different texturally speaking. I wear this in 020, and it is a perfect yellow based beige for my NC 23 to 25 skin right now. I have swatches of every shade of this foundation up on my blog, along with an extensive review of the formula and performance. And all I can say is I'm in love with the tube it comes in because it's so makeup bag friendly. A little bit goes a long way. It's pigmented and concentrated, and it has great lasting power. Kind of a demi-matte finish that still looks skin-like and actually looks even better as the day goes on. So I don't really set it with powder, but I do use a little powder for touch-ups later on. It's just a remarkable foundation. Not a new formula, but an amazing one nonetheless. It also is not really in any obvious way scented, which my nose appreciates. So if you're looking for a high-end foundation that truly delivers, I highly recommend this cream formula from Clé de Peau. For eyes, I'm going to talk about 4 products in succession. One is the Surratt Releve Mascara. It's been mentioned many times in videos and on my blog posts. I use it a lot in my FOTDs, but more than that, I use it every day on my eyelashes. I love this formula. It builds, it volumizes, it's jet black, and it stays in place. No smudging, no smearing as the day goes on. And that's saying something for someone who has worn contacts for years and is highly sensitive to a lot of formulas. It has a very small brush, which lets you get right into the base of your lashes to build volume. And it is just an exceptional formula. I'm going to be ready to pick up a new tube of this very soon. Also, in the eye region, I have been loving Clé de Peau Beige Concealer. I've used this in many videos. I just dot it along my under eye region and then blend with a brush, namely the Jenny Patikin domed brush, which looks like this is the multi-blender brush, and just tap it in. But this concealer, it definitely lives up to its cult status. It's expensive, but it lasts forever. I mean, I bought this tube a couple of years ago and I still have a lot left. So as a investment, it's entirely worth it. You get a lot of product for your money and you only need a little bit. In terms of shadows, I've been relying upon my trusty by Terry Ombre Black Stars always. They're always in my bag, but I've given them a lot of love in videos. Also, I've been using a lot of the Jouer Maple, which is my favorite powder eyeshadow shade from Jouer. It's a beautiful golden brown bronze, and I just like to use this with a wet eyeshadow brush and apply it over my lids and then smudge out. Put a little bit more on my lower lash line, and it's just amazing. It also comes in a great, very sturdy, tiny package that you can just pop into your makeup bag. bag. For highlighting, I've been using the Kevyn Aucoin 202 eyeshadow duo in Vellum Shimmer and Shimmering Wheat. I use the Shimmering Wheat for this contour right below my brow bone, and it also helps to blend out a darker shadow. And I use a bit of this white, the Vellum Shimmer, right on the inside corners of my eyes. And it lasts all day. It gives a nice luminous quality, but it's so finely milled that it never translates as glittery. Great staple in my makeup bag. And so concludes the eye. For blushes, I've had 3 different types that have accompanied me on my recent travels. The first, and I wore this exclusively last week when I was in Dallas, is RMS Buriti Bronzer. I featured this on my blog, gosh, back in like December or January, and I've been using it a lot regularly. You can see that there's still plenty left in this very tiny jar, so a little goes a long way. You can build it as a contour on your cheekbones, put a little more in the cheek area for a bronzing effect, and it looks like this. There's absolutely no orange tones whatsoever. It does have a slightly dewy luminescent quality, but it sets and it doesn't migrate or travel, so I get great lasting power even in humidity. I also love the By Terry Cellular Rose Blush Glacé in number 1 Rose Melba, which is the lightest, for when I want a nice kind of cheery pop of color. Looks like a just pinched look, but with a little bit more baby pink / coral. It is just a beautiful whipped formula that blends into the skin and leaves behind absolutely no texture. So if you're just looking for color, no texture, this is the one. And then finally, a perennial favorite, the La Métier des Beautés Cream Fresh Tint for lips and cheeks. I use it chiefly on my cheeks. This is Mystique, and it's a lovely lilac tinged pink. You can use it as a highlighter in very small quantities, or I use a flat brush and just stipple it onto the apples of my cheeks for a really glowy, natural, pale pink cheek. Some additional accoutrements for beauty include the Tangle Teaser. I cannot say enough good things about this. I picked it up on a whim at Space NK. This brushes through everything. Wet hair, excruciatingly tangled hair, which is mine a lot of the time. And it does it without discomfort. I'm kind of a baby when it comes to trying to brush out my hair. This has changed everything. It doesn't look like it's got the capability to work its way through all sorts of tangles and snarls with ease, but it does, and I am so impressed. I'm thankful for whoever invented this, because it has truly allowed me to brush my hair, which is very long, thick, and prone to tangling, so much more than ever before. I use it daily, and just, I can't say enough good things about this. Then I want to mention the Jenny Patikin makeup brush cases. I showcased this in my last video. Here's some of her brushes, but I found that this travels so well. I also liked dropping in one of my lumi-serums, and everything fits. You put the top on top, and then when you're traveling, you're at your hotel bathroom, you can just put this on the counter and work from there. I found the system to be so utilitarian and really practical, and it also protected everything effortlessly. So I love this container. I highly recommend it. For lips, I want to talk about 4 products, and it was really hard for me to narrow it down because I have had some amazing lip discoveries this month, but I'll save some for next month, as I'm sure I'll continue using them. The first is the MAC Patent Polish Lip Pencil in Patent Pink. It's retractable, chubby, shiny, yet very pigmented lip pencil gloss lipstick hybrid. This Patent Pink is the most perfect lilac pink. I use it as a base. I wear it alone. I mix it with nudes. It is just a gorgeous color. I'm going to run through it and pick up another one, and I'm really glad it's a part of the permanent collection. At least that's what I've heard. Also, on the other side of the color spectrum, the Lipstick Queen Jungle Queen, which is a brand new release. Just featured this on my blog. As red corals go, whoa, this is amazing. It's pigmented, it's hydrating, it looks just stunning in its green case, and I think this is going to be a phenomenal color success for spring because it does have that orange-red coral vibe that has been the focus of so many features in magazines. Then there is the Jouer lip gloss in Pink Glacé. I love how this lip gloss works. It looks beautiful on its own. It looks amazing over other lip colors. It's kind of a beigey, pale pink, almost rose gold, but without a super amount of depth. And it just gives a really pretty kind of 1970s beauty vibe. It reminds me a lot of what Ally McGraw wore. It's just a plain denim shirt and just a very simple, shiny lip. It's not overly pigmented, but I think that's its beauty because it allows your natural lip color to shine through, but also give it a really believable, really flattering wash of color. So it's called Pink Glacé. It was a new release for Jouer this spring, and I love this formula. An insanely innovative formula. This is the Dior Fluid Stick. I picked it up in $3.89, which is called Kiss Me. This plush doe foot applicator yields the most beautiful, creamy, pigmented, purple tinged pink. It's pale, but it still gives a great flush to the lips. The lasting power is amazing. It's hydrating, it feels light, it's a little watery, but it sets and the lips just look amazing. I've had so many questions about this, like what are you wearing on your lips? And I had to track down this particular shade because it was hard to find. It seemed to be sold out everywhere, but I'm really glad I found it. And if you haven't tried this particular formula yet, I absolutely recommend it. A word on what I'm currently wearing on my lips. It's something I'm saving for next month, but I'll just give you a preview. It's the Armor Beauty Vegan Lip Gloss in Brigitte, named after Brigitte Bardot. And it's a very opaque, pearly, peachy pink, totally in the color family that I gravitate towards. And I can't wait to talk more about it next month, but I will say that is what I'm wearing right now, and I'm just so in love. Hope you enjoyed my April favorites. I welcome your questions and your comments, and I would love to know which of these products maybe have found their way into your beauty routine. And please don't forget to visit me at my beauty blog, Beauty Professor, which can be found at www.beautyprofessor.net. Take care.